Here's the 5 things you missed the season 0 Mecha Break live stream. So the first thing is the 12 mechas are now free base units, so you don't have to worry about getting your Panther or whatever. You don't only have to start with Leesness and only get Falcon and Tricera and have to play with units that you do not like. You get them all 12 base units for free, and that all future mechas are now earnable in the game with free currency, and the price has been reduced from the beta. And I'll just showcase that one over here. So the shop, they're earnable with this. So before it was 18,000 for Inferno. He was only earnable when you had the battle pass, and you could only get like battle pass missions and certain like weekly missions that would give you currency. And then you had to wait like pretty much 2 months to get this. You can probably buy this. I'm assuming you could buy this currency as well with money, but you can earn this for free. You could get this from any part of the game: 66, 3v3, normal missions. Like anything. You just get this playing Mashmack. You could get this. This is the earnable currency in the game. Also, there is a little PS extra one for this. The first thing is that you can make customizable character things, like like how you could do the customized pilot. But what you didn't know is there's an auction house in the game, and so as one of the things in the auction house also is you could sell your variant of your customized character. So if you're one of those people that sit in there and you spend all day with that character, then you could like make like the coolest characters, like make Evangelion girl or whatever. You could make anything. You could make Levi or whatever, dude. Whatever you dream of All Might. And you could then sell that customized thing for currency, and it's for the earnable currency in the game. From what they described, I'm pretty sure it's like this currency. Like you could use that, and they said you could make money off of it. Assuming you could use it for the currency you could use by the mechs, the other cosmetics. So if you're a talented, creative person and you're willing to sit in that pilot thing and adjust your character to the most perfect rendition of any anime character, any TV show character, every comic character, every whatever Gundam character you could think of, that is what you could do and make your earn currency that way. And you can earn all these characters like that. You can earn it by just playing the game, 66, 3v3, Mashmack, whatever. Number 2 is going to be the balance update for Mecha Break coming into the full release of the game. So I'm getting these, I guess like summarized notes of like stuff that they didn't even say. It was kind of hinted at. They said they were going to be doing these things, but they didn't go into full detail. Probably will get patch notes for this. So it's not all the units like fully listed. Firewolf Slayer though made this list, and here we go. So Leesness. So what we've seen from Leesness is now he can charge his weapon and melee at the same time, and then launch his melee or launch his gun after like doing an entire melee. So you can literally melee somebody for 10 seconds while charging the gun the entire time and then just let go. Before, and this is in his little form. And before in his little form, he had to actually like melee, let go, and then charge the gun, then shoot the gun, which is very unintuitive, clunky. And by the time you could do that, you might as well just go into his like big form again. If you don't have your big form, then yeah, it felt like you could never kill anyone in your baby form. So that's a cool thing for him. I think they buffed his survivability as well overall. But yeah, Keela has 3,000 more HP, 1% blast defense, 4% better ballistic defense, 5% energy defense more, and 4,000 less fluid armor. Fluid armor is being shielding. So when you hear me say fluid armor, that just means shielding. Sure, your shield health and then your base health. Your base health is the actual red health, and then your fluid armor is the white health. Falcon has more air energy regen, minus 500, and then they can do a up loop and down loop at a slow variable. So they're always very fast, right? And now they could do it at a very slow variable. Let me go and show you guys a little bit easier if I just throw that in the background. Okay, so here the dev is showcasing the up loop, down loop, but slow variant. So there's still the max speed variant and then the slow variant. There's no like middle ground variant. But yeah, all flying characters now have this slow variant and of their up loop and down loop. I'll showcase you just real quick. This is the Elysianist change. My computer loads. Oh, and all melee characters can now instantaneously attack another character after killing killing something with their melee. Oh, it's after this. There you go. Hurricane has 6,000 more HP. Inferno has 3,000 more HP. Air regen is reduced by 100. 10,000 less fluid armor. 100 less fluid armor regen per second. Their skill 3 has been reduced by 6 seconds, so now it's 18 seconds, down from 24 seconds. Illuminate air energy regen reduced by 480. Their skill 2 cooldown increased by 6 seconds, 30 seconds up from 24 seconds. Narukami can now grapple hook to enemies and then instantaneously teleport to them. Also, wait, Falcon and the Sky Raider have these like revealing effects, and they can reveal you through walls. They can reveal them to your team now. So that's like something you have to worry about. Narukami has a grapple hook built in normally, and with this grapple hook, they can grapple hook to enemies now. And when they grapple hook to enemies, they have an animation. They fly over your head, but they're invisible. The moment it hits you, they're invisible, and you're stunned. So they have an actual CC ability now. Panther just got the melee change where if you kill something, you could go to it, but I think he also got like a survivability change. Panaka, ground energy regen plus 300, air energy regen plus 160. Primary change to a healing tether, thank the Lord. It used to be a melee range heal. I literally just like rubbing your robot's nipples, and now it's literally a tether, like a decent. Hopefully it's I couldn't really see it from all the footage. I need to go back and watch the footage, but like it seemed decently, it seemed like a decent length. It looked like I won't have to literally beg my friend not to move. It was pretty much the gameplay of Panaka. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Don't move, don't move. That was pretty much the Panaka gameplay. Sky Raider, 2,000 energy capacity. Ground energy regen increased by 600 up to 9,800. Up loop and down loop variant, which is the same thing as Falcon and all flying units. Skill 1 cooldown increased by 7 seconds. So now it's 15 seconds instead of 8 seconds. Which is a big nerf. Wow. Stego has 12,000 less HP. Stego and Tricera will be getting less tanky, but they're still going to be the tankiest, but they're not going to be like these unkillable walls that can just sit there for 30 years. So 12,000 less red health, 3,000 better energy, so Stego can actually move around and dash around a lot more often, so it makes up for that 12,000 base HP, maybe. And then 70 more fluid armor regen, and then they have the mist thing that also gives them regen, the little energy mist. So you get a ton of regen now for your shields. Tricera, I don't know the full thing, but Tricera, Welkin, and Stego. Stego always kind of had this because his shield straight up pushes you away. But both of those Tricera and Welkin are similar. The deployable shields now push people away from them, so it gives you breathing room to then melee. So like right here, whoop, and it just forces them off of you. Tricera, whoop, forces them off of them. Welkin, shield, whoop, forces them off of them. Welkin, speaking of Welkin, 2,000 less HP, 4,000 more fluid armor, so 2,000 less red health, 4,000 or 2,000 more red health, 4,000 more fluid armor. Skill 1 cooldown got nerfed. Skill 1 cooldown increased by 5 seconds, so now it's a 20-second cooldown instead of 15-second cooldown. The minimum quick cancel cooldown increased to 5 seconds from 3 seconds, and his skill 3 shield widened, and the cancel cooldown got reduced. That is the balance changes. The third thing is the Mecha Break anime is coming out. Yes, anime. They're starting with short films, and they're starting with Falcon's short film and the pilot that is like Falcon's pilot. And then they're gonna start going, but I guess for introducing like every character with their own short film, and then they want to move this into a full-fledged anime. They even have their own animation studio that works directly with them. It's like their studio. This is like C-Sun Studio. There's not like they're not working with Mappa. They're not working with these people. Like it is their studio. So when they want something done, like they could get it done instantly. They don't have to go through like 30 loops and 30 hoops and all those dumb things that could happen. They just instantly go into the people and they say, the next short film we want is this character. We'll put their skin in the game. Can you get it done? They're like, yeah, we can get it done in like 3 months. I bet. Or 2 months, whatever. Yeah, this is gonna. I'm gonna play it. I'll let him the sound go, and then you can hear him explain it.
Season has our own animation studio. So we have 1 minute.
I'm gonna hide my camera so you guys can see it better.
Take a look.
Mash Mac. Mash Mac is now a pure like extraction shooter mode. Everything you earn in the thing is what you have, and that's what you extract with, and that's what you're gonna go into the next match with. And there is some things you can kind of alternate with your character before you go in. That's like the extra cool thing that you when you extract, you can kind of customize your character a little bit, but it's not as annoying as before where you had this like super weird Warframe pay to win system where you could it was like a time based thing where you had to like slowly upgrade. And GBO2 kind of had this too, or has this, where it's like a time based thing where if you spend a bunch of money, you could fast track the time, and then you can go in and you just have the most biggest, craziest legendary weapons for an exorbitant amount of money, and then you would just slap everybody. They took that completely out of the game, and now all this stuff you see them using whether it's like you're playing Inferno, now you have melee weapons, or you have the giant axe, or the giant rail gun on the melee based character, whatever it is, the gliders, all that is earnable in the game, and then you can't like just super upgrade it. And then also with Mash Mac now, Mashmac has a rarity system. So there's like the beginner rarity, the intermediate rarity, and then the highest rarity. And when you do that, when you have like the most kitted out character, you can only go into the highest rarity. You might be able to get into the second rarity if your gear is like insane in a little bit of areas and then not as insane as some. But if you're like the most min-max build, you have to go in only into the highest tier like loot zone or highest tier map. And then the newbies won't get destroyed by a dude who's been playing for 2 years and has everything looted up. And I don't think this game is going to work like a normal track and shooter. Don't quote me, where they're going to have like resets and everything like that. I don't think so, but they'll probably just keep adding things to it, so you keep having reasons to keep playing it. I'm assuming. But also the mods earnable in here and usable in here are not tied to the 6v6 and the 3v3 mode now, so you don't have to worry about that if you only like playing the arena based modes. There is similar systems in the 3v3 mode where there's like a weapon drop thing, but that's more similar to Halo and Halo and why am I blanking? That's when you get old. And OG wanted to do it. Why am I blanking? Oh my god, if you could say it in the comments, man. Oh man, why am I blanking? All of a sudden. But yeah, like similar to like Halo, you load in and you have like your base kit, everyone's fighting, and then there's like power weapon slots, and you can go for the power weapons, and then you could change your guy that way a little bit and enhance yourself. So now you're Illuminate that can swap to dual weapon, dual swords, and melee it up, kit combo somebody, and then swap back to your heal guns and heal gun your teammates, and then go back to melees and start helping out. Um, and then there's the rocket launcher and whatever else they throw in there. But yeah, that spices it up. And on top of that, there's like other crazy weird gimmicks in there, and some are weird and some are actually super cool. So we'll see how that all plays out. 3v3 is not the main competitive mode. They had esports, which I'm going to cover later, but 3v3 is not the main competitive mode. 6v6 is. So 3v3, I think they're trying to have a little bit more fun with it, but still try to keep that competitive edge to it. So because a lot of people, there's a decent bit of people who liked it. But more people like the 6v6 than people like to believe. 3v3 is still cool for people, and there's the people who like it will still like the changes they shown. All the stuff they shown to me, except for like one thing, was kind of confusing. Everything else was like cool and understandable, and it's instantly from just watching it and hearing them say it. The fifth and final thing you missed from the Mecha Break Season 0 live stream is the Battle Pass system. The Battle Pass system has been changed. You still have all the skins that are tied to it. There's like these flaming skins and things like that. But the mechs that used to be tied to it, like Inferno, are no longer tied to that. These three mechs are going to be within the base, like in a sense, base game. You just got to buy them. They're not part of the 12 starting characters, but these things, like these weapons, like the flaming spear, anything like that, those used to be only earnable through Mashmac and grinding on top of, I think, buying the Battle Pass. But now you can just buy the Battle Pass and then you can just earn these skins from what I gathered in here. And every season is going to be 3 months long, so that means 4 a year. And yeah, no pay to win in the Battle Pass at all. There's literally no pay to win in the game anymore. Thank goodness. They kind of learned from when they started as a mobile game, and you can kind of tell they were trying to see if they could keep those systems in there, because as a newer company, that's the easiest way to make money, was mobile stuff. But I think they realized that they had a real game on their hands, and that you could see them slowly taking all those annoying systems out of the game, all the way up to down to the last beta that happened. And people were like, dude, if you continue this, we're not playing. So I think they realized, and they took all that out of the game. No mods in 6v6, 3v3. Mashmac has the mods, but you could only earn them in the game. And then Battle Pass has no pay to win in it. There is no buyable like little loot box things that had the little mods in it like it used to have. All the annoying things that were in the game, not in the game anymore. And then yes, characters are not tied to the Battle Pass. That was very annoying. That was a straight paywall. Like you literally could not get the character without one, buying the Battle Pass, and then two, hyper grinding the Battle Pass, like to the point where you're no life in the game, or dropping even more money and getting the character by progressing the Battle Pass very far. So that was like all the pay to win stuff that people were complaining about and saying this game is made by Chinese developers and gonna have pay to win. You're lying. This game literally has no pay to win now. Like if you didn't watch this live stream, or to leave in the last live stream, and they were to explain all this and looked at all the other stuff they kept adding, you're just trying to spread false information. But yes, this is the final thing I wanted to add onto this video. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you like the video, that'll be awesome. If you don't, whatever. I hope I impressed you enough that maybe the next video and the next video, because I'm gonna be covering Mecha Break a ton on my channel.